As record number 001 narrates an ordinary day turning extraordinary in 2023, the city experiences an unexpected shift to a different realm, although only a part of it is summoned. This newfound dimension is revealed to be a cosmic game orchestrated by transcendental beings known as the Players, as detailed in record number 103. According to number 103, the city is now a mere pawn in the players' game, subject to their whims and decisions. The players, enigmatic entities, control the destiny of the city through the roll of cosmic dice. Each roll determines a mission, with the chosen location becoming the battleground for intricate challenges. The unfolding story introduces missions infused with difficulties and trials of epic proportions. The city's residents are unwitting participants in these missions, ranging from intense battles to complex investigations and navigating through perplexing mazes. The narrative sets the stage for an adventure where the city's fate is intricately tied to the unpredictable whims of the cosmic players. As per the records, our assigned role is to safeguard the city, the designated pawn in the cosmic game, navigating it through perilous trials. The ultimate objective, however, remains shrouded in uncertainty, with no clear knowledge of the finish line. The die has been cast, and the city's fate as pawns is sealed. Record number 743 serves as a testimony to the harsh consequences faced by pawn number 76 and its counterparts. Within a desolate backdrop marked by swords and lifeless bodies, an enigmatic being unveils a chilling truth. Failure in the assigned missions results in a dire fate, leading to the collapse of the pawns. This revelation carries an ominous weight, drawing a parallel between the destinies of the city's residents and traditional pawn pieces. The enigmatic being leaves behind record number 743, a haunting testament and a desperate warning, hoping that someone, anyone, might stumble upon it and grasp the gravity of their predicament. The unfolding scene reveals a haunting pile of notes, each bearing the desperate pleas and insights of individuals who met their demise in the relentless trials. These notes serve as a poignant testament to the unforgiving challenges they encountered, emphasizing the gravity of their struggles. The message resonates clearly. One must go to any lengths to avoid the same fate suffered by those who preceded them, or risk being recorded in the tragic history of failed pawns. The ominous warning delivered by the unknown god lingers in the air, underlining the harsh reality that challenging the players is a futile endeavor. Despite one's strength and the grandeur of their weapons, they remain insignificant pieces in the intricate and enigmatic game orchestrated by these transcendental beings. Against the backdrop of the god's ominous warnings, a mysterious figure steps forward, displaying an unwavering resolve in the face of dire circumstances. Unperturbed by the god's foreboding words, the man fearlessly collects the notes left behind by the enigmatic being. As he pursues the contents of the notes, a palpable sense of intrigue overcomes the mysterious figure. The strategies outlined within these desperate cries and insights captivate him, and he can't help but marvel at their value. In his words, there's a distinct air of confidence, acknowledging the worth of the information gleaned from the tragic tales of those who met their end. In an almost nonchalant manner, the man casually tosses the notes back into the shadows, hinting at his pre-existing knowledge of their contents. This action adds another layer of intrigue, deepening the uncertainty that pervades the unfolding narrative. As the unknown god unleashes a formidable attack with their powerful weapon, the mysterious figure stands unwavering, refusing to succumb as a helpless victim. Displaying remarkable speed and precision, the man skillfully thwarts the deadly assault. Maintaining an air of calm, the mysterious figure confronts the god with words steeped in unshakable confidence. He reveals that, despite the overwhelming power of the players, there exists a means to defeat them, a guidebook of sorts that holds the key to their ultimate downfall. This revelation introduces a glimmer of hope in the face of the seemingly insurmountable odds posed by the cosmic game. In a dramatic and unexpected turn of events, the mysterious figure decisively turns the tables, eliminating the once overwhelming unknown god. With the threat now vanquished, the man boldly declares his intention to bring an end to both the players and the mysterious game that ensnared them all. The narrative then shifts to a contemplative moment, where future memories play out like a flashback. This transition leaves a lingering sense of intrigue and anticipation in the air, as the audience is left to wonder about the implications of the man's mission and the fate of the city trapped in this cosmic game. The story, now marked by a significant upheaval, sets the stage for the resolution of the enigmatic tale that has unfolded thus far. The narrative unfolds on an ordinary and tranquil day, with the sun casting its bright glow over the city. Various individuals engage in cheerful trading activities. Meanwhile, a man with brown hair strolls down the street, immersed in the music flowing through his earbuds. Abruptly, a powerful and radiant blue laser beam disrupts the serenity, striking the ground just in front of the man. Confusion overtakes him and the surrounding pedestrians. The laser intensifies, generating a forceful gust of wind that sends everyone sprawling. Panic ensues among the bewildered crowd as they try to comprehend the impending catastrophe. Amid the chaos, speculation arises, with onlookers questioning whether it's an earthquake or a terrorist attack. Despite the lack of clarity, the grim reality gradually dawns on them. This seemingly ordinary day is destined to be their last peaceful one. A massive blue-tinted dome envelopes a section of the city, trapping several people within. Immediately following this mysterious confinement, the ground begins to elevate, forming a pillar that ascends into the sky. The enclosed portion rises high above the clouds, inducing heightened panic among those trapped inside the dome. The unfolding events leave the bewildered inhabitants questioning the nature of this unprecedented occurrence, and the fate that awaits them. Amidst the disconcerting situation, one individual succumbs to the pain in his head, opting to sit on the floor. Meanwhile, others engage in discussions and theories about the strange experience they are undergoing. Despite misguided assumptions circulating among them, the man with brown hair, drawing from his knowledge of web novels and webtoons, contemplates the possibility that they are undergoing dimensional transportation to another world. Surprised by the real-life manifestation of a phenomenon he had only encountered in fiction, the brown-haired man ponders the significance of several tabs that suddenly appear in front of him and the others. The tabs announce the commencement of a game, urging each participant to throw their dice. While finding the face on the tab annoying, the man is intrigued by the mention of games and dice, prompting questions about their implications. Before he can delve into his thoughts, a lady interrupts the contemplation, pointing to the sky and urging everyone to take cover. A collective wave of horror sweeps over the crowd as they witness a massive object hurtling toward them. The onlookers, gripped by terror, wonder about the impending disaster. Amidst the chaos, the man with brown hair makes a sudden realization. The colossal object descending from the sky is, in fact, a gigantic dice. The revelation adds another layer of mystery to their already perplexing situation. Following the colossal landing of the dice on the cube-like dome, its impact, although harmless, triggers another tab to emerge. This newly appeared tab announces that they are presently in pawn number 8, destined to move 3 paces. The cube displays a prominent number 3, and the towering structure holding the city section is marked with a significant number 8. This structure, as revealed, is the pawn, and in accordance with the game's instructions, it begins its swift movement, covering the 3 designated paces. The acceleration of the pawn's movement induces heightened panic among the inhabitants inside the dome. Witnessing their city move like a chess piece amplifies their fear. Amidst this, the man with brown hair deduces that they have been summoned to partake in a unique game where, rather than being players, they are all mere pawns. As the city comes to a halt, the man realizes that the being who threw the dice is likely the one orchestrating the game. He concludes that the pawn isn't just a part of the city but represents the entire urban expanse. The realization strikes him that the player selected the entire city as the pawn, questioning why the player opted to summon the people along with it instead of solely the city itself. The mysterious nature of the game deepens as the man contemplates the peculiar choices made by the enigmatic player. Once again, the man is interrupted from his contemplation as a new notification from the tab captures his attention. Reading the message, he learns that they have arrived at a defense space, and the difficulty level and defense time are being set. The final prompt instructs them to throw another dice. Shortly after, the difficulty is revealed to be at level 1, with a defense time of 3 days. The game then summons the map, adding to the complexity of the unfolding scenario. Before the people can fully grasp this information, another pawn materializes near theirs, unveiling a mountain forest next to their city. The sudden appearance of terrain heightens confusion among the already bewildered inhabitants. Amidst this chaos, a new tab pops up, forewarning that the defense mission is about to commence. The message emphasizes that if all 4 bases are destroyed, it will result in a game over, leading to the pawn's demise. Faced with this ominous information, panic ensues among the people as they grapple with the uncertainty of their fate. Some, overwhelmed by fear, resort to banging on the transparent barrier, pleading and crying to be taken back home. However, the stark reality sets in. The rules of the game do not cater to such requests, leaving them with no choice but to confront the impending challenges and play the game. The sense of desperation and uncertainty intensifies as the defense mission looms ahead. Observing the commotion, our brown-haired protagonist finally removes his earbuds for the first time since the story's inception. Understanding that futile attempts to reach the game masters won't yield results, he senses that if communication were necessary, it would have occurred from the start. Another tab announces that citizens will receive equipment, prompting him to focus on the frequent announcements. The directive follows to throw their dice, and as he picks up his 100-faced dice, he's distracted by a shout indicating an approaching threat from the forest beyond the barrier. All attention turns to the forest as they attempt to discern the source of the disturbance. Soon, it becomes apparent that it's not a cavalry or rescue team but a massive army of monsters surging towards their city. The barrier proves ineffective in holding back the monstrous horde. In the face of imminent danger, panic ensues, and the citizens scramble for safety. Unfortunately, many are not swift enough to outrun the colossal creatures, leading to casualties along the way. Amid the chaos, our hero joins the frantic escape, mirroring the actions of the terrified populace. The unexpected assault marks the beginning of a perilous chapter in their journey within this enigmatic game. Despite being faster than most, our protagonist falls victim to one of the pursuing monsters, struck by a colossal club that sends him soaring through the air. The impact leaves a gruesome wound on his forehead as he hurtles toward the ground. In that suspended moment, a revelation strikes him. The humans are crucial in the game to protect the pawns from the monstrous threats. Upon crashing to the ground and nursing his injuries, the realization lingers in his mind. He understands that the city, now the pawn, requires their protection. Their collective efforts are essential to maneuver the pawn closer to its ultimate goal. Describing this unforeseen turn of events as a dice game orchestrated by demons or gods, the protagonist recognizes the gravity of their role in the unfolding narrative. As he lies among the wreckage, the ogre, its club stained with blood, awaits his recovery. Suddenly, a winged woman emerges seemingly out of nowhere, plunging her spear into the ground. The act triggers a massive firestorm, providing a sudden and unexpected rescue. The unfolding chaos introduces a layer of complexity to the dice game, leaving the hero and the other citizens grappling with the uncertainties of their newfound reality. The monsters, now in a state of terror, attempt to flee, but the colossal inferno engulfs them before they can escape. Some civilians, initially running from the danger, turn around in awe as they witness the powerful display of the fire tornado. The relief is palpable among the onlookers, knowing that the pursuing monsters have met their end in the flames. As the flames subside, the white-haired woman, the timely savior, reveals herself. A tab appears above her head, disclosing that she is Go Haiju, a level 1 player who, despite her appearance as an ordinary citizen, wields extraordinary power. The revelation becomes clearer when her legendary class spear, the empirical flame dragon prominence as canine, is unveiled. This legendary weapon allows her to harness the power of the empirical flame dragon. The gathered crowd remains in awe of her abilities. Go Haiju instructs the injured to head to the Nazlin Tower, where the police and military are forming a defense line, a piece of reassuring news. However, the crucial message she imparts is for everyone to roll their dice promptly. Despite the confusion regarding the unusual appearance of the dice, Go Haiju explains that rolling them will transform the objects into equipment corresponding to the rolled number. The citizens, now armed with this newfound knowledge, face the daunting task of adapting to the rules of this mysterious game. Upon Go Haiju's guidance, the people toss their dice, eagerly awaiting the outcome. Go Haiju instructs those receiving ordinary class equipment to fall back, while those with above magical class equipment are urged to join her in the battle against the monsters. As the citizens receive their weapons, confusion gives way to acknowledgement that Go Haiju's instructions are accurate. Armed with their newfound weapons, Go Haiju leads the charge against the invading monsters. Those with higher class equipment become more motivated, following her guidance with unwavering determination. Despite many being novices with such dangerous objects, they courageously confront the monstrous threat. This pivotal day marks the transition from ordinary to extraordinary lives for the citizens. However, the bravery and courage displayed on the first day of the new year come at a cost. Countless lives are lost in the battle against the monsters. Yet, amidst the bloodshed, fantasy heroes emerge to safeguard their world. Our brown-haired friend, revealed to be named Choy, remains lying amid the stack of boxes. As a level 1 player and an ordinary class citizen, he still holds his dice in hand. Initially seemingly unconscious, he suddenly drops the dice, and it rolls just like everyone else's. In a twist of fate, Cho's dice lands on the highest number possible, 100, setting the stage for an unexpected turn in the unfolding narrative. And in a surprising twist, Choy becomes the strongest human player in the entire 8th pawn, having rolled the highest number of 100. However, this remarkable feat is not immediately evident, as he soon earns the derogatory title of the worst ever garbage from others in the game. Unlike players with lower numbers on their dice who receive weapons, Choy, our hero, obtains a unique item, a book containing a magical text titled The Demon King of Sovereignty, Christina. This book is a mythical class object that grants him access to the library of the Demon King Christina, a being desiring everything the world has to offer. Moreover, it provides information on item locations, hidden events, monster details, and even the map and goals when a new mission begins. However, Christina is a reincarnation of monopolistic desire. This means that all the rewards survivors earn from the knowledge in his text will go to the owner of Christina's book. In essence, Choy possesses an extraordinary power, as he gets to retain all the rewards garnered by anyone who utilizes the book's knowledge. The narrative takes an intriguing turn as Choy grapples with the implications of this newfound ability within the mysterious game. As the next chapter unfolds, we find that 3 hours have passed since the defense mission began. However, in this relatively short span, a staggering 3,102 citizens have already succumbed to death, with an additional 7,023 sustaining injuries. To compound the grim situation, one of the 4 bases has been destroyed. Despite these discouraging statistics, Go Haiju persists in the fight, utilizing her formidable firestorm to eliminate monsters with precision. Engaging in a long and arduous battle with her team, they eventually succeed in eliminating all the enemies. Once Go Haiju confirms a momentary cessation of the fight, the citizens who assisted her rejoice, grateful for their survival and victory. Some even begin to entertain the idea that the white-haired warrior might be a goddess. However, the celebrations are abruptly interrupted when several army trucks suddenly speed into the scene, introducing an unexpected and potentially game-changing development in the unfolding narrative. The arrival of the army trucks adds a layer of intrigue, leaving both the characters and the readers on edge as they await the next turn of events. As the soldiers descend from the trucks, appearing as if they are raiding the place, they swiftly inform the civilians that they are the Korean army, dispatched to evacuate them to the Namsan Tower. Some soldiers assist the injured citizens into the trucks, while others approach Go Haiju. One of them, Kwon Jeong, commends Go Haiju for her commendable efforts. Go Haiju, in her humble manner, waves off the praise. Kwon Jeong, revealed to be a level 1 ordinary citizen with the title of Cult Inquisitor, explains that his weapon is a hero rank helmet known as the Hen's Helmet. This unique helmet grants him iron faith, preventing him from falling into a state of confusion, fear, or bewilderment. Go Haiju queries Kwon Jeong if the mission is now concluded, but he admits that determining the exact situation is challenging due to the breakdown of the internet and phone communication. The introduction of the Korean army and the unforeseen challenges arising from communication breakdowns add a layer of complexity to the evolving narrative, leaving both the characters and the readers in suspense regarding the next course of action in this enigmatic game. Due to the breakdown of communication networks, the soldiers resort to using shortwave radios for establishing communication. Kwon Jeong remains hopeful that they will soon receive situation reports from other parts of the city. With this information, he suggests to Go Haiju that they head down to Namsan Tower immediately. However, as they prepare to leave, Choy intervenes, shouting for them not to depart. Holding his book open, he reads aloud, asserting that the fight is not over yet. Despite losing a significant amount of blood from the wound on his head, Choy remains undeterred. He explains that he can see everything written in the book, flipping through the pages with laser-sharp focus. His ability enables him to perceive various details, from mission information to monster data and the current progress state. In a surprising twist, Choy turns the book to face Kwon Jeong and Go Haiju. To their amazement, when they look at the book, all they see are blank pages. This mysterious revelation adds a layer of intrigue, leaving the characters and the readers in suspense about the nature of Choy's abilities and the impending arrival of the boss monster. The unfolding events continue to deepen the complexity of the story within the enigmatic game. As Kwon Jeong and Go Haiju explain the situation to Choy, the revelation about the unique nature of the book shocks him to his core. Go Haiju queries Kwon Jeong if it's a manual that only Choy can see, but the soldier suggests that it might be a collection of data. It dawns on Choy that he is the sole individual who can perceive the text within the book. While Kwon Jeong doesn't articulate much, he gazes at Choy, contemplating the immense potential held within the book. The soldier recognizes the correlation between information and power. Seizing this opportunity, Kwon Jeong urges Choy to provide more information from the book, seeking proof of its contents. Eager to demonstrate the capabilities of the book, Choy readily agrees, setting the stage for the unfolding events to shed light on the mysterious knowledge within the book and its potential impact on the ongoing challenges in the enigmatic game. Choy wastes no time in providing information from the book. He starts by elucidating that the Hen's Helmet is a hero rank helmet, forming part of a 6-item set. To everyone's surprise, he discloses that the user of this identity is Sergeant Kwon Jeong, who has 21 days left until his discharge. Kwon Jeong is visibly stunned by this revelation, particularly concerning the set aspect of his helmet, which he wasn't aware of. Moving on, Choy delves into the details of Go's weapon. He reveals that she wields a legendary rank weapon named the Empirical Flame Dragon Prominence as Kain. However, Choy doesn't stop there. In a playful manner, he discloses a personal detail about Go. Her favorite karaoke song is Chilgat Mountain. The revelation embarrasses Go, prompting her to scream at Choy to stop. Recognizing that she never shared this secret with anyone, Go concludes that the book must be genuine to possess such accurate personal information. Choy's ability to unveil specific and personal details from the book adds another layer of mystery to the narrative, leaving the characters and the readers intrigued by the potential and authenticity of the information contained within the enigmatic text. Kwon Jeong and Go concur with the assessment that the book is likely a data book, considering the accurate personal information it contains. With this confirmation, Sergeant Kwon Jeong deduces that the boss monster is imminent, as Choy Yeol had seen it in the book. In response, he decides to contact headquarters for support against the impending threat. However, they anticipate a wait before reinforcements arrive, so they agree to bide their time. Meanwhile, the scene shifts to a man reflecting on the possibility of being a bug character in this game-like world. He expresses the belief that his creators designed him to be too powerful, preventing him from venturing into the outside world. As the man shares his thoughts, the camera finally reveals him, a young man in a hospital uniform with a bandage on his head. The room he occupies is filled with mind-pool games, including chess, card games, and a Rubik's Cube, hinting at his intellectual superiority compared to most people. This new character introduces an intriguing element to the narrative, hinting at the complexities of the world and the unique individuals navigating through it. The story continues to weave layers of mystery and suspense, leaving readers eager to unravel the connections between characters and the unfolding events in this enigmatic game. Meanwhile, in the hospital, it is revealed that the patient strongly desires to venture out into the world. However, operators have detected a bug inside him, compelling him to stay confined. The reasons behind this restriction remain mysterious. Returning to the game, Choy Yeol is once again drawn out of his thoughts, this time by Kwon Jeong. He informs Choy Yeol that HQ has granted permission for their plan, acknowledging it as a gamble. However, given the absence of alternative strategies and the pressing time constraints, they decide to trust Choy's data. Kwon Jeong hands him the communication radio, urging him to provide comprehensive information about the monster and propose effective countermeasures. Acknowledging the responsibility, Choy Yeol agrees to carry out the task, setting the stage for a critical phase in the ongoing challenges within the enigmatic game. The narrative maintains its tension and suspense as the characters grapple with the uncertainty of their situation and the impending threat. Before outlining the plan to the other soldiers over the radio, Choy Yeol conducts a mic test to ensure clear communication for the upcoming defense mission. Emphasizing that he will now focus solely on the defense mission, he proceeds to provide critical information. Choy Yeol explains that the mission involves safeguarding the base from waves of monsters that emerge every 6 hours. At the conclusion of each wave, a wave boss makes its appearance. The initial adversary they'll face is a twin-headed ogre, a level 1 difficulty monster susceptible to defeat through a combination of close combat and magic. Choy Yeol emphasizes the crucial goal, to successfully protect the base 4 times a day, totaling 12 times within the span of 3 days, and ultimately defeating the wave boss. This concise and strategic overview sets the stage for the imminent challenges the characters will face in their efforts to survive and succeed in the enigmatic game. With all the gathered information at his disposal, Choy Yeol proposes that they strategize together, expressing confidence that collaborative efforts will ensure their survival. He asserts that, once they succeed in the defense mission, he plans to search for a way for everyone to return home. Go Haiju expresses surprise that Choy Yeol is already contemplating what comes after the mission, showcasing his proactive approach to the challenges at hand. Choy Yeol concludes his communication with HQ, assuring them that he will soon provide all the necessary information. However, an oversight occurs as he fails to double-check the item information in the Book of Christina. Unbeknownst to him, while unconscious, he missed a crucial detail. The book monopolizes all the rewards from those with whom the information was shared. This unforeseen development introduces an additional layer of complexity and potential consequences. intensifying the suspense and uncertainty surrounding the character's fate in the enigmatic game. As Choy begins to share the plan with the other players over the radio, a creature in another realm takes out an immensely long scroll, meticulously writing down the names of every individual who hears Choy's words directly or indirectly. The unfortunate consequence is that the scope of the shared information is extensive. Even those who didn't directly receive information from Choy, but heard it as rumors, fall under the umbrella, meaning their rewards will also be taken away. This unseen recording of names sets the stage for potential consequences that may unfold later. Amidst this unfolding drama, the wave boss arrives and immediately goes on a rampage. However, the players have a plan in place to deal with it. The soldiers unleash a barrage of bullets on the twin-headed ogre, and Go Haiju employs her spear to attack. Choy, taking on a mage-like role, reads the book to guide them through each step of the battle. Go Haiju, true to her character, initiates another firestorm, successfully engulfing the wave boss and using the flames as a weapon to slash the monster. This sequence not only highlights the collaborative efforts of the players but also introduces the potential consequences tied to the information shared by Choy. The battle against the wave boss adds a layer of intensity to the narrative, keeping readers engaged in the character's struggle within the enigmatic game. In the midst of their celebration after successfully defeating the first wave boss, something unexpected occurs. Go Haiju's white hair undergoes a sudden transformation, taking on the color of the flames she wields. While this perplexes Go Haiju, Choy nonchalantly gives her a thumbs up, signaling that they have cleared the first wave. In response, Go Haiju casually returns the gesture, seemingly unfazed by the change in her hair color. However, Sergeant Kwon Jeong, witnessing Go Haiju's abilities for the first time, is left astounded, his mouth agape at the spectacle. It becomes apparent that this is the first instance he's observed her in action, and the experience leaves him in disbelief. Meanwhile, the greedy demon god of sovereignty awakens from his slumber. Looking down at the city standing on pawn number 8, he confirms that it is home to a total population of over 193,000 people. This revelation introduces a new layer of complexity, emphasizing the scale and stakes of the enigmatic game as the characters continue to navigate its challenges and uncover its mysteries. The demon god's three eyes widen in anticipation as it is confirmed that over 170,000 individuals have been recorded as sacrifices of sovereignty. A sinister smile spreads across the demon god's face when he realizes that 91% of the city's population has been marked as sacrifices in a single day. While this may be a moment of triumph for the demon god, it brings dire consequences for the unsuspecting people of the city. Unknown to Choy, the names of all the individuals who received his information, directly or indirectly, were inscribed in the data book from the moment he began revealing his plan. Throughout the battle against the wave boss, these names continued to be added to the book, serving as sacrifices that were instantly transferred to the demon god. Choy unknowingly fed the demon god with each piece of information shared, and by the time he realizes the truth, it's too late. This marks the beginning of his unwitting sins, which are destined to persist until the final moments of the enigmatic game. The revelation adds a layer of moral complexity and sets the stage for the character's ongoing struggles and dilemmas within the unfolding narrative. The city's defense mission takes on the characteristics of a tower defense game, with monsters advancing towards the bases in an attempt to destroy them. As the scene shifts back to the city, now transformed into a massive battlefield, another wave of monsters descends upon the inhabitants. In this critical moment, the responsibility of leading the defense falls upon Choy. Consulting the demonic book, he issues strategic instructions to the soldiers, directing them to utilize long-range weapons capable of attacking over a wide area. Responding to Choy's guidance, both the military and civilians join forces, unleashing a relentless barrage of missiles and bullets upon the incoming ogres. The skyscrapers of the city become vantage points for the defenders, who use their newly acquired weapons to repel the monsters, turning the urban landscape into a formidable fortress against the encroaching threat. As the defense intensifies, the evolving dynamics of the game and the collaborative efforts of the players add a layer of suspense to the unfolding narrative. The defense plan orchestrated by Choy goes beyond simple brute force, incorporating a sophisticated strategy to combat the ogre onslaught. After the initial barrage of long-range attacks, a second wave of assaults is unleashed, creating a relentless storm of explosives, magical blasts, and bullets that leaves the ogres in a state of agonizing defeat. Recognizing the low intelligence of the level 1 difficulty monsters, Choy seizes the opportunity to employ a trap, luring the creatures into a strategic ambush. This tactic capitalizes on the monsters' inherent limitations, turning their lack of intelligence into a vulnerability that the defenders can exploit. On the ground level, the soldiers and warriors recognize the need for a more intense offensive. Despite the hellscape unfolding before them, they decide to expend all available ammunition, ensuring that they unleash a continuous onslaught against the monsters. This multifaceted approach combines strategic finesse with overwhelming firepower, creating a dynamic and intense battle scenario in the ongoing defense mission. Choy's ingenious strategy for this wave of monsters involves strategically injuring the creatures to the point where they are forced to split up. Once divided, different squadrons and parties of warriors armed with higher-level weapons can efficiently eliminate the weakened monsters. The success of this plan is evident as Choy, utilizing the information from the demonic book, coordinates and directs the fighters on the battlefield. The demonic book proves to be an impressive tool, providing real-time updates on the ongoing events. Its unique capability to record and display information concurrently with its occurrence allows Choy to stay well-informed about the evolving situation. The book's functionality extends further, allowing Choy to access specific information simply by thinking about it, enabling quick and precise decision-making on the battlefield. As Choy delves into the capabilities of the demonic book, there's a sense that he's attempting to harness its power to foresee the future. Though uncertain about the outcome, he pushes forward to test this potential. With each revelation from the book, he becomes a strategic asset, offering better information to guide his comrades on the battlefield. This newfound ability allows him to predict upcoming events, recommend optimal positions, and suggest suitable equipment for specific scenarios. Buoyed by this knowledge, Choy starts to believe that their survival in the game is a real possibility. While he works discreetly in the background, the soldiers outside, led by Sergeant Kwan, successfully complete their portion of the mission. They decide to report the situation back to Choy, furthering the coordinated efforts to withstand the game's challenges. As Kwan Jae-young processes the unfolding situation, he senses a shift in the power dynamics. Initially, the commanding headquarters held the final authority. But with Choy's strategic insights derived from the demonic book, there's a subtle but palpable change. Kwan Jae-jong is visibly displeased, contemplating whether Choy's ability to interpret the book is the source of his newfound authority, or if the book itself grants control over everyone's actions. Amidst these thoughts, Choy reassures Kwan Jae-young that the battle against the wave is nearing its conclusion. This assurance raises Kwan's concern, prompting him to inquire about the impending arrival of the final boss for the last wave. The tension in the air suggests a complex interplay of power dynamics and uncertainties in this enigmatic game. Amidst the impending arrival of the final wave boss, Choy exudes an unusually calm demeanor that raises suspicions in the mind of Kwan Jae-young. Despite Kwan's growing discomfort, Choy dismisses any worries and confidently asserts that Go Haiju will single-handedly defeat the impending monster. Kwan Jae-young, however, remains uneasy, especially as he observes Go Haiju nonchalantly sleeping in a corner, seemingly unprepared for the imminent battle. When she finally awakens, her surprise at the realization that she has to confront the last wave boss only deepens Kwan Jae-young's concerns, creating an atmosphere of uncertainty and tension as the city braces for the final confrontation. As the colossal stone monster, Billy the Giant, emerges as the final wave boss, the anticipation for a challenging battle builds. Surprisingly, Billy has a mere difficulty level of 1, and his weak and abandoned background suggests a lack of formidable combat power despite his imposing size. The scene unfolds with the giant stone creature pursuing Choy, Go Haiju, and their companions who attempt to evade it using a truck. However, Go Haiju seems unprepared for the impending battle, complaining about not being woken up on time. To add to the challenges, Kwon Jae-young announces the depletion of flares, leaving them without a crucial resource. Despite their efforts to escape by skillfully maneuvering the truck, the relentless Billy the Giant persistently follows, attempting to smash the vehicle at every opportunity. The stage is set for a showdown between the unprepared heroes and the seemingly formidable, yet weak, stone monster. As the trio endures the bumpy ride on the off-road terrain while being pursued by the massive stone monster, Choy explains the necessity of leading the creature away from the city to prevent its destruction. He emphasizes the urgency of fighting the giant outside to avoid catastrophic damage to the city and its bases. Fortunately, they manage to pull away from Billy the Giant, and Choy shares some strategic insights. He notes that the monster has a relatively low movement speed, and it lacks resistance against any element. With this information, he believes they can secure victory by unleashing a barrage of attacks. As the giant creature takes a seat to rest, the trio parks the truck at a safe distance. Choy, ready for the upcoming battle, disembarks from the vehicle, prepared to face Billy the Giant in combat. The stage is set for the final confrontation against the seemingly formidable yet vulnerable stone monster. Choy reveals to Go Haiju that items above heroic rank have a hidden feature. He explains that if she fulfills certain conditions during the battle, the shape of her weapon will change. Additionally, if the conditions are not met, a hidden skill will be activated. This information adds an intriguing layer to the upcoming fight, leaving Go Haiju both surprised and intrigued. As the preparations are made for the confrontation with Billy the Giant, the anticipation builds for the unfolding of this hidden feature during the battle. Choy reassures Go Haiju that she should trust him and follow his lead. Despite Go Haiju's reservations, she decides to put her faith in Choy's guidance. As the battle with the giant Billy unfolds, Go Haiju takes a surprising action by thrusting her spear into herself. This unexpected move raises questions about the nature of the hidden feature and the conditions required for its activation. The scene is set for a unique and potentially game-changing development in the ongoing defense mission. The activation of Go Haiju's hidden skill, the Prominence Canine, proves to be a game-changer in the battle against the giant monster, Billy. Choy's confidence in the plan becomes evident as the conditions for the hidden feature are fulfilled, and the spectacular display of the skill unfolds. The massive firestorm summoned by the Prominence Canine engulfs the rock giant, obliterating it in the process. While the team witnesses the destructive power of this skill, Kwon Jae-young contemplates the potential consequences if such an ability were unleashed within the city. The successful defeat of the wave boss marks a significant victory for the defenders, and the narrative continues to unfold in the dynamic world of the game. The post-mission rewards are distributed among the surviving citizens based on their contributions in various categories, such as Monster Raid, Base Defense, and Wave Boss Fight. The common reward for all participants is 300 points. However, due to the destruction of one of the bases, a 25% deduction results in a total of 225 points for the citizens. As the celebration ensues and the citizens chant the hero's name, the narrative suggests that the points earned by individuals will vary based on their specific contributions during the different phases of the mission. The system seems to recognize and reward citizens for their efforts in defending the city against the monsters and successfully clearing the wave boss. The post-mission rewards add another layer of complexity to the evolving story in this game-like world. In the point shop, citizens are presented with various options for spending their hard-earned points. Given that many are badly injured, the healing section becomes a popular destination. The healing options include Basic Healing, 10 points. This option heals all injuries. Purification, 10 points. It purifies all status abnormalities. Regeneration, 20 points. This advanced option allows people to regenerate amputated body parts. The citizens, including the hero, are relieved by the prospect of getting healed, and they eagerly make choices based on their needs. The point shop introduces an interesting dynamic where citizens can spend their rewards on different enhancements and services, adding a strategic element to their decision-making in the aftermath of the mission. The situation takes a drastic turn when citizens, desperate to use their hard-earned points for healing in the point shop, discover that they have 0 points. The shocking revelation is attributed to the sacrifice of sovereignty. Bewildered and frustrated, the citizens turn to Choy for answers, seeking an explanation for the mysterious turn of events. To add to the confusion, the system announces the 3 citizens with the highest points. While the second and third citizens have less than 2,000 points combined, Choy is astonishingly rewarded with almost 10 billion points. This revelation leaves Choy and those around him in a state of shock and disbelief. The citizens, now facing uncertainty and anxiety, await an explanation from Choy, who himself is grappling with the unexpected and unexplained nature of these events. The dynamics of the game have taken an unforeseen and potentially ominous turn, leaving the citizens and Choy with more questions than answers. As the citizens' shock turns into resentment, a growing mob marches towards Choy, blaming him for the situation and accusing him of being responsible for the sacrifice of sovereignty. In the face of the angry crowd, Kwon Jae-young and Go Haiju position themselves in front of Choy, acting as a protective barrier. Choy, however, refuses to cower and takes the opportunity to defend himself. He denies any knowledge of the book's features that led to the sacrifice of sovereignty, and explains that he was unaware of the consequences. Despite his efforts to explain, the tension escalates. In the midst of the turmoil, Sergeant Kwon Jae-young intervenes, urging Choy to stay calm and emphasizing the immediate priority of treating the injured. The situation remains tense as Choy grapples with the growing hostility from the citizens and the unexpected turn of events. As the situation becomes increasingly dire, Kwon Jae-young suggests that Choy should distribute his points to those in need as a way to prove that he didn't intentionally hoard them. However, Choy's attempts to share points or purchase healing items are thwarted by a skill imposed by the book, restricting him from taking such actions. Desperate to find a solution, he even implores Go Haiju to burn the book, hoping it would remove the restrictions, but to no avail. Realizing the gravity of the situation and the rising death toll, Choy decides to distance himself from the dying citizens, seeking time and space to figure out a solution. In the midst of this, Kwon Jae-young, informed of the escalating rage among the people, confronts Choy with a gun, conveying that he has left them with no alternative. The situation becomes increasingly intense as Choy grapples with the consequences of the book and the mounting anger of the citizens. With Kwon Jae-young's urging and the citizens demanding either Choy's death or the distribution of points, the situation becomes increasingly volatile. The angry mob attempts to lay hands on Choy, driven by their frustration. However, Go Haiju intervenes, wielding her spear to hold them back and urging them to calm down. Amidst the chaos, Kwon Jae-young discreetly advises Choy to escape, recognizing the urgency of finding a solution. Initially skeptical, Choy is convinced to take action as Kwon Jae-young repeats his suggestion. Without hesitation, Choy uses his points to enhance his agility, propelling himself into the air like a rocket to flee the enraged citizens. The intensity of the situation continues to escalate. With the next mission looming and a 24-hour countdown initiated, the citizens are faced with a difficult decision. The announcement instructs them to choose between staying to fight or evacuating the city. The left side is designated for those willing to participate in the upcoming mission, while the right side is for those opting to leave the city. Amidst the uncertainty and tension, the citizens grapple with their choices. Some are visibly distressed, and Go Haiju, still processing the recent events, appears lost in thought. The outcome of this pivotal decision will shape the fate of the city and its inhabitants in the challenging game they find themselves trapped in. The announcement issues crucial instructions to the citizens before they make their decisions. They are reminded to check their status windows regularly and cautioned against leaving the evacuation center. Memorizing the locations of temporary bases and other evacuation centers is emphasized for their safety. A significant directive is given regarding Choy. Citizens are explicitly told not to engage with him, but rather to report his location to the authorities. If anyone spots Choy, they are advised to cover their ears and quickly distance themselves from him. Additionally, individuals are instructed to isolate themselves from the mission if they hear any information about it from Choy, aiming to avoid the risk of becoming a sacrifice of sovereignty, and keeping this information from the public eye. As the citizens prepare for the next mission and the city braces itself for the unfolding events, Choy is seen in an alley drawing a magic circle on the floor with red chalk. Simultaneously, Kwon Jae-young and his men make preparations for the upcoming mission, including personal workouts. The other citizens also engage in various forms of preparation, some more helpful than others. The announcement is made that a new turn has begun, and another announcement follows, calling upon the superior being responsible for the game to throw his dice. The fate of the city and its citizens hangs in the balance as the dice is cast. Following the pawn's movement, the city arrives in the Demon King Seal space, and notifications appear, revealing that demonic pillars to undo the seal will manifest, along with the appearance of pillar guardians. The citizens are tasked with destroying these demonic pillars within a specified time, as failing to do so will result in the summoning of the Demon King. Further announcements specify the duration of the mission, which is set for 5 days. Notably, Kwon Jae-young and Go Haiju observe that the deadline for this mission is longer than what they've previously encountered. The stakes are high as the citizens brace themselves for the challenges that lie ahead. The citizens are then informed about the first Pillar Guardian, known as the Fateless Fallen Angel, with a difficulty level of 1. This eerie creature, resembling a skeleton with 3 long arms and large wings adorned with eyes, wanders in search of its lost fate. The second Pillar Guardian, called the Mad Brains, also has a difficulty level of 1. This grotesque entity is described as a relentless creator, continuously improving its creations over time. The Mad Brains appears as a giant mechanical ant with a massive brain almost spilling out of its skull, adding an extra layer of horror to its appearance. The citizens now face the daunting task of confronting these nightmarish guardians as they strive to destroy the demonic pillars and prevent the summoning of the Demon King. The citizens are now faced with the challenge of dealing with the third Pillar Guardian, Goblin Sword Master Jack. This formidable opponent presents a new level of difficulty for the citizens as it boasts a level 3 rating. Goblin Sword Master Jack has not only mastered martial arts but has also undergone body transformations, making him a formidable adversary. The Goblin Samurai harbors a strong desire to undo the Demon King's seal, with the goal of challenging the Demon King in battle. Despite the increasing challenges and threats, the narrative shifts to our hero, Choy, who appears surprisingly unperturbed by the unfolding events. He lies atop the seal he drew, wearing a content smile as he gazes at the sky. Meanwhile, the citizens must prepare to face the daunting task of dealing with Goblin Sword Master Jack and the other demonic pillars that threaten their city. Amidst the chaos, Kwon Jae-young receives news that the civilians have unexpectedly begun attacking, deviating from the planned strategy to deal with the first Pillar Guardian. Despite the soldiers' attempts to discourage them, the civilians become uncontrollable and proceed with their impromptu assault on the Guardian. This unexpected turn of events leaves Kwon Jae-young at a loss for words, struggling to comprehend the situation. In an attempt to regain control of the situation, Kwon Jae-young seeks input from Go Haiju, likely hoping to formulate a new strategy or response to the unexpected actions of the citizens. The unfolding events create a sense of confusion and urgency as the characters navigate the challenges presented by the demonic pillars and the unanticipated actions of the civilians. Facing Goblin Sword Master Jack, Go Haiju demonstrates her fearlessness. The air crackles with tension as the towering goblin samurai brandishes its sword, its eyes locking onto the determined white-haired warrior. The citizens and soldiers, momentarily distracted from their internal conflicts, now turn their attention to this high-stakes battle. As Go Haiju and Goblin Sword Master Jack engage in a dance of blades, the clash of steel echoes through the city streets. Jack, a formidable opponent, moves with unparalleled skill, showcasing the pinnacle of goblin martial arts. The citizens, although initially anxious about Go Haiju's decision to challenge the Guardian with the highest difficulty, find themselves mesmerized by her tenacity and prowess. The goblin's sword gleams under the dimly lit sky as Go Haiju maneuvers gracefully, dodging its powerful strikes. Each swing of Jack's sword is met with a precise counterattack, a testament to the white-haired warrior's combat prowess. The battle becomes a spectacle, momentarily eclipsing the chaos caused by the civilians' misguided assault on the first Pillar Guardian. Back with Choy, the mysterious protagonist seems to revel in the unfolding events. His cryptic actions and enigmatic smile suggest a deeper understanding of the game's dynamics. The drawn magic circle beneath him resonates with an otherworldly energy, adding an air of mystique to his character. As the fight between Go Haiju and Goblin Sword Master Jack intensifies, Kwon Jae-young observes from a distance, torn between managing the internal strife and dealing with the external threat. The city, now a battleground, is teetering on the edge of chaos, and the fate of its citizens hangs in the balance. Goblin Sword Master Jack's effortless interception leaves Go Haiju momentarily stunned. The transition of her white hair to a flaming gold hue signals the unleashed power within her, yet even this newfound strength seems to pale in comparison to the goblin's martial prowess. As Go Haiju hangs midair, still processing the unexpected turn of events, Goblin Sword Master Jack demonstrates his skill with a nonchalant spin of his sword. Her spear remains entangled in the fluid motion, leaving the white-haired warrior disoriented and vulnerable. The citizens and soldiers observing the battle hold their breath, their hopes riding on Go Haiju's ability to overcome this formidable opponent. With a swift motion, Goblin Sword Master Jack releases her spear and swiftly closes the distance between them. His movements are calculated and precise, a testament to the experience that comes with reaching the peak of goblin martial arts. Go Haiju, regaining her focus, attempts to defend against the impending onslaught. The clash of steel resumes, the echoing strikes resonating through the city streets. Despite her best efforts, Go Haiju finds herself on the defensive, the Goblin Sword Master's relentless attacks testing her limits. The citizens, initially captivated by her earlier display of strength, now watch with bated breath as the white-haired warrior faces a formidable adversary. Back with Choy, his cryptic actions continue, and the drawn magic circle beneath him begins to glow with an intensity that mirrors the escalating battle. The city's fate, now entwined with the struggles of both Go Haiju and the misguided civilians, hangs in a delicate balance. Choy holds Go Haiju in his arms, a moment frozen in the midst of chaos. The Goblin Sword Master, now facing the unexpected intruder, eyes Choy with a mixture of curiosity and hostility. The glow of his sword begins to wane, replaced by an air of uncertainty. In the brief respite, Choy, maintaining his composed demeanor, addresses Go Haiju with a request. He questions whether she can convey a message to the people, an intrigue lingering in his expression. Go Haiju, though perplexed by the sudden turn of events, is intrigued by what Choy has to say. With a hint of smugness, Choy, still cradling Go Haiju, prepares to deliver a message that may alter the course of events. The citizens and soldiers, witnessing this unexpected encounter, are left on edge, wondering how the dynamics of the battle will shift with Choy's intervention. The city, now entangled in both internal and external conflicts, awaits the revelation that could shape its destiny in the perilous game they find themselves trapped in. As Choy makes the shocking announcement about keeping all the rewards for himself, Go Haiju is taken aback. The revelation strikes her like a sudden storm, leaving a trail of disbelief and disappointment in its wake. In any other circumstance, such a declaration might warrant a stern reaction, but the peculiar dynamics of their situation seem to grant the hero some immunity. Go Haiju, grappling with a mix of emotions, witnesses Choy walk away with an air of determination. His words, laden with an unexpected turn of selfishness, echo in the air as he advises her to warn the civilians against approaching him if they wish to protect their hard-earned rewards. This abrupt departure leaves Go Haiju standing alone, heartbroken and conflicted, contemplating the unforeseen transformation of the hero into an unforeseen antagonist. The city, already caught in the throes of uncertainty and peril, now faces an additional challenge as its savior seemingly takes a darker turn. With no apparent solution in sight to return the rewards to the people, Choy contemplates his predicament. The lack of an escape route from the grasp of the demon book adds to his sense of entrapment. Faced with these challenges, Choy makes a decisive choice. He decides to utilize his accumulated points to enhance his stats. Upon accessing the stats shop, he is presented with the opportunity to allocate points to various attributes, including intellect, wisdom, agility, health, stamina, and more. Displaying a fearless commitment, Choy opts for the maximum value, elevating all his stats to a perfect score of 100. The magnitude of this upgrade is so significant that it makes Choy the first human to achieve the feat of maximizing all his stats. The sheer cost of this powerful enhancement, exceeding 400,000 points, prompts Choy to inquire about the number of equipment dice he receives as a reward. Simultaneously, he instructs the system to discard anything below the magical class, signifying his pursuit of top-tier capabilities within the game's mechanics. And striving to protect the city with the newfound power he has acquired, Go Haiju observes his transformation in awe. The revelation that Choy intends to use the rewards bestowed upon him to safeguard the city and bring an end to the unsettling game resonates with a sense of determination and responsibility. In his quest for redemption, Choy has decided to embrace a role that may cast him as a villain in the eyes of others. Nevertheless, the overarching goal remains clear: to navigate the challenges of the game and return to a semblance of a normal life. As Choy vows to atone for his perceived sins and pursues the path of protecting the city, the complexities of the game and the consequences of its unfolding events add layers to the narrative. The interplay between his evolving character and the intricate dynamics of the virtual world continue to shape the unfolding story.